Hello, my name's Joe, and we're going to be looking at my CR Series City Pack version 1.1 update and some of the new features in it. If you do find this helpful, please like and subscribe for more Unreal-related videos and updates for the City Pack and other packs. So, in the previous pack, we only had one scene, and I've now added two new scenes. So we've got this night scene here. As you can see here, it's got lighting and things like that in it. And if I go to Brick City here, we've got a daytime version of this as well. What I've done is you'll see that I have previously, if you look at the previous video for the City Pack, the original video, the textures were all very sort of colourful textures. I've added brick textures in here just to show people that that can be done, and you can change the brick colours here. You can drop your own textures in if you want to make them look better. I've reduced the texture size of some of the textures to decrease the size, actual overall file size for the project without losing any quality. I've also added in trees, so we've got some simple trees here with some colour variation in, just to help bring it alive. That's got, I think, yeah, some leaf movement on it, things like that. I've improved the grass, although I'm going to look at this again, I think, in an update, because I'm still not quite happy with it. Probably need to get some different shades of grass in here just to make it look a bit more natural. What else have I done? I'll come back to those in a minute. I've updated the pavement materials, so I'm just looking at my list here. Updated pavement materials here so that they're not just sort of brown tarmacy looking, and they do look a bit more like a sidewalk, again to show that you can put your own textures in here. You're not fixed to what I've put in there. I've darkened the road textures as well, as I thought that the grey ones were a little bit too unnatural. I've made general updates to some of the meshes for future updates that I've got planned. Now, the two new ones that I've put in are the vehicles. So I've got currently two vehicle variations here. Now, what I've done here is that the vehicles are controlled by this spline. So what I'm going to show you how to do is create one of these splines with a vehicle following. So what we will do is we will go somewhere, say, just out of the way. I'm just trying to think where there isn't a car. Let's just think there's some over here. So what we'll do is we'll just go to a blank spot so we're not overlapping anything, and we're going to say have a car just drive in around this here. So what we'll do is we go to our prefabs and we scroll down, and what we want to do is get this BP vehicle spline. And now what the spline does is essentially it creates a line that we attach our vehicle to, and our vehicle will follow it. So what we will do is we will make sure that, obviously I'm from the UK, United Kingdom, so my side of the road is different from America and other places, so bear that in mind. So what we do is we drop that in, and you've got this little nodule here at the end. So if you notice that we've got a square little nodule here. So if we select that, and it'll bring up the transform module here, nodules, whatever it is, gizmos, that's it. And what we'll do is we'll drag that out. You can see here, this creates our line. So what we can do is we can say, well, we want it to go all the way up to here. And then if we hold Alt and drag, that creates a new nodule. So, and then what we can do is we can drag that, say, to over there, switch to our rotate and drag that around. Now, if you want this to be sharper, you've got these little red ones on the outer square, and this allows you to be more aggressive with your curve. So you can see there, if I pull them out, it's a lot sharper, or more of a natural curve that a car would take. So then we'll continue. So we select our white box again here, and hold Alt, drag off. So you can see there, that's created our line again, and we'll drag that to the end, and then we'll drag off again, and just repeat this process of rotating it. So you can see there that looks it doesn't look quite right on the old curve there. So what we'll do is we'll just drag that out so it's a little bit more natural again. Hold Alt, drag out. I'm just doing this very roughly to show you. And then we get here, drag it out. And you can, you could essentially have this going all the way around the scene if you wanted to, and then it comes back to here. So then what we can do is we can drag that, and then we can close the loop. So you've got a little button over here that I've put in that you can close the loop, and you can see here that it's basically closed our circle created a circle, loop, so that the car will continue driving around on that all the time. So there we go. We can just sort of tweak this until we're happy with it. So there we go. We've got our spline going around our building here. So now what we want is a vehicle on it. So what we do is we can go to our vehicle. So I've got two here, a sort of old muscle type car and a truck van here. So we'll drag the muscle car in, and what we've got here is if we just click on the line and we want to take notice of the name, we can rename this if we want. You can name this to, street, whatever. So for this, just we'll leave it as it is. So it says BP vehicle. So we click on our car and it will say track reference. So we look for number 7. So then what that's doing is that's making sure that the vehicle will follow this track. So you notice there we've got loads of different tracks, and these are all the different, splines, and these are all the different tracks around our city here. So obviously you could end up with loads of those, so it's better to name them in a naming convention that suits you. So on the vehicle, with the vehicle selected, we've got the vehicle color, so we can set that, if you wanted to, we'll put something silly like that in it. We've got the duration, so how fast the vehicle will go around this. So say 20, and the offset. So what we can do here is if we hold Alt to duplicate it and drag it back, so we've got two cars on the same spline. So what this offset does is that obviously these will start together and they'll be overlapped all the way. So what we can do is we can give this an offset of 0.2, and this will basically push the car further down the line or further up the line depending on which way it's going. We've also got down here wheel speed, and so this is how fast the wheels turn, so we can set that. I haven't figured out a way yet to see if I can get it to get the speed of the wheels dictated on the speed of how fast the car's going around the curve yet, but I'll work on that for the future. So what we'll do is we'll just change the color of this car back to what it was. So we've got two variations, and then you've got enable lights. So you can see here that I can turn the lights on. So if we go down here, you can see at the bottom here for night scenes. It depends how you want to do that. So now, when we press play, you'll see that the two cars will follow this line here. So just go over there. So there you go. He's going around really super fast there. And the cars will be coming around in a minute. So there you go. So the cars are following the spline. And we can say, well, we're not happy with this. We want them to be going slower. Sorry, I just got to get to me car. What's going on there? Sorry about this. Here we go. So we're not happy with the speed of that. We want to basically get rid of that car. We want to plonk a van in. So again, track reference number 7. We want to put this at 30, so it's going slower, and again at 30, and we'll set this one again to 0.2. And what I'll do again is we're going to have another van, and I'm going to set this at 0.3. So again, press play and go over to our scene, and you can see now that the vehicles there are driving slower, and they're evenly spaced apart. Well, not evenly, but they're spaced apart, so they're not overlapping each other, and so they're not crashing into each other or into the back of each other, things like that. So you can see here how easy that is instantly to create traffic. So you can see there that it's got even a little curve in there. So if you over in the scene, I've got a car parked on the curve, so you can make the curb. So what you can do is you can make the curve go around the car, so it looks more natural. Now the next thing I've done is, if we go to our Night City map, is that I added in the ability to add basically lights in windows, and I've randomized this so that it looks more natural, so that they're not all on. So if we look here, so, we've got some random lights there. Now this is just basically done with me editing UVs, and if you want to basically add your own variant of this, there's a texture called Glass Light here. If we open it up, basically what is just 4 squares. Anything that's the lights are off goes in the black square, and then it's just some random variations of glass here. So what you could do essentially is that if we shrink that down, we could change the hue of this by just going here, and you see there we've got blue windows, green windows. Obviously this one's still white because the hue isn't going to affect that really. So you can see there that you can tweak that, or you can just go to Photoshop or your GIMP or whatever and just put your own color variation in here if you want. So yeah, that's basically it for this update. I just thought I'd show you these quicker overview of this. What we can do here is, like if we go here, you'll see over the right here now there's a thing called glass that you can just drop your, so if we didn't want a texture in there, we can turn the lights off completely for that building, so they're no longer on because, you know, that family might not be home, whatever. So it's very easy to do. I thought I'd just show you this so that everybody's up to date and knows what to do in how to do mainly the vehicle splines and how the windows work. So yeah, if this has helped, please do like and subscribe.